So take two. Sorry about that. There was a little bit of a misunderstanding here with a couple of people. They thought they were going for a live tour and they showed up here at Perlan, and I needed to deal with that. And so it's pretty windy, a little bit of rain. And we're going for the Wonders of Iceland museum here in Reykjavik. There's Hallgrímskirkja church on top of the hill over there. And yeah, it's the weather was a little bit better earlier today, but we're gonna be inside mostly. I just want to show you the 360 degrees view here. I'm not talking much because I know the wind noise is quite much. And please ignore these a-holes that are spamming. I actually closed my page for Pakistan, but that they don't seem to stop. Anyway, hi Adam from Hungary. Hi Laetitia. Hi Joanne. So I'm not sure how the 4G connection will survive inside, but I'm gonna try my best. If I get disconnected, I'll of course be just online in a short while. Hi Lisa from Chicago. And as I said, the weather was a little bit better earlier today, but unfortunately that is not quite as excellent now, but we're gonna be inside for most of it. So if anybody has any connections with Facebook, how to block these SOBs, then please let me know. Hi Evelyn. Hi. Yeah, it's not that as cold as Desilava, sorry. It's not as cold here, but the wind is picking up. So we're going to check out the Wonders of Iceland museum. We're going to hopefully be able to walk through an ice cave if the 4G connection allows. The Wi-Fi here is not too great. I was checking that earlier, and of course Hi Andrea from England. Hi Carol from UK. Hi Tanya from Ireland. Hi Helen. And Phyllis. So that's the Reykjavik airport, built originally in the Second World War by Britain, or the UK. And Iceland was occupied here in the Second World War. They were worried, the Allies were worried about Germany seizing control here, and because of the strategic location of Iceland here. So they seized control here in May 1940, and they basically occupied here Iceland for the rest of the war. First Britain, and then the US took over 1941. And there are a lot of war, like monuments, some leftovers from the war here, because this hill here, Öskjuhlíð, is like a strategic location. It was once an island, like 10,000 years ago. It was an island, so you got a really good view over like 360 degrees. So they had like a base here, or there are a couple of cannons here, situated here. Hi John. Yes, it's about 45 minutes. It's so located to Reykjanes Peninsula. So it's over there, the Keflavik Airport. Sometimes called the Reykjavik Airport, just to mess with your mind. Hi Mark and Lisa in England. So Bláfjöll over here. That's like the skiing area of Reykjavik when it snows, but we're getting less snow every year here in the south. I actually closed on Pakistan as a country, for the whole country, for my page, but obviously that doesn't work. They still spam, so yeah, I'll try to figure another way to get rid of them. Hi Annette from Shetland. Hi Alex and Alexa. Hi guys. A bit cold outside. So hi guys, a little bit chilly. Yeah, we're gonna walk through the museum here. I tested it out a little bit earlier, but as you know, 4G connection here inside this basically huge oven. So this Perlan, I'll show you a little bit later on. Perlan is situated on 6 water tanks that house about 4 tons of water each. So it's like 4 tons. Million liters. 24 million liters. So it's basically like a huge oven. And this is one of the water reserves of Iceland, of Reykjavik, sorry, like the west part of Reykjavik. So we're gonna walk through here, check if we won't have any problems with the 4G, but we'll try our best. So there's like a cafeteria here, here, and then this was once a restaurant over here, so you could basically and the top over here, it kind of goes for a circle. Sorry for a quick spin. It goes in circles slowly. So a nice place for a cup of coffee to look over Reykjavik and enjoy the views. We can maybe check. I once came here for a dance, a band called Gus. Have you heard about that? The Icelandic band Gus? That's a part of the museum. They emulate a bird cliff called Látrabjarg. Magnus, way to go! Yeah, you should check out Gus. They are a great band. So I started on the top floor. The Lights Planetarium just for a really short while. Yes, Bob, you should check it out. It's a really nice interactive museum, and they are constantly getting it a little bit better every year. G-U-S. Gus. So this is a little bit about the water. We are exceptionally water-rich country, and can you imagine how, in a couple of maybe decades, how precious that's going to be? Maybe. I think in Britain they have about, like we have about, I think 540 liters per person every year. Well, in Britain I think it's 10 liters, something like that. In UK, the US, it's a little bit more. So how is the weather? Let's check. Let's check here for Reykjavik. So we have crazy amount of names for our weather. So can you see all these names here? These are all examples of all kinds of weather phenomenons. Like we're second after the Eskimos. How many names for snow or kinds of snow? Doesn't register me. Okay, I have to stand. Oh. Well, try it out later. Problem with life. Something goes wrong, it just simply goes wrong. I agree with you. Poly Distortion by Gus Gus is a pretty good album. Yeah, John, probably too tall, maybe. Well, I'm only 6 feet, 182, so that's average height here in Iceland. Sorry, are they shells? These are all kinds of rock, microscope images of polished thin sections of rock. Now let's check it out for you, Emma. So this Icelandic spar is kind of like one of the things that some people believe that the Vikings used this Icelandic spar to navigate, or the Vikings, they simply used this to see where the sun was at each time. So these ice, see these crystals. Have you seen the TV shows Vikings? They use this kind of unique rock called Silverberg. So they were trying to navigate using this using this Icelandic spar. The sunstone, actually, exactly, Jane. Exactly, that's another name for it. The sunstone. And another names for all kinds of wet earth. So yeah, a lot of names for wet earth, you know, like pits and like mýri, which is like wetlands. So it's got really nice interactivity, right? So the largest salmon ever caught, 25 kilos, 132 centimeters. Trev, best month to visit? It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for the Northern Lights? Are you looking for Icelandic summer and, you know, when it's green? Or but Northern Lights, I would say September. If I'm gonna pick one month, and summer, I'm gonna say July rather than August. But it's all just depends on what you're looking for and how lucky you're with the weather. And water is heavenly. It comes from the firmament, and though it is the most common matter on earth's surface, water is inherently sacred, the initiator and cradle of life. Without water, there is no life. In November, yeah, Evelyn, For example, the Icelandic Airwaves Music Festival, beginning of November, if I remember it correctly, usually. So walruses were predominant here when the Vikings settled, but for some reason they stopped being here. Maybe it got too warm, maybe because of hunting. It's by an Icelandic environmentalist, Emma, the poem earlier. And so walrus tusks were quite important for us until they discovered elephant tusk and ivory. Some say that that's the reason why the Vikings disappeared in Greenland, that in the 14th century they kind of just disappeared. All the Vikings that were situated in Greenland. Some say they were attacked, and some say they just simply died off. Some say they sailed away because in the 14th century, all of a sudden Africa was kind of like a next big thing. So they got the ivory from there, from the elephants, and then walrus hunting and narwhal hunting kind of like became not needed anymore, or it was so like walrus tusks were quite a thing to use for all kinds of like nefatafl, or the chess play of the Vikings. And of course all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Hi Hazel, welcome back. So let's go to the main museum here down here, as we only have about 35 minutes before it closes. Granir, Jane. Granir. We roll our R's here. What can we do now? We can go live streaming with Your Friend In Reykjavik. So this is like the entryway. Sorry, I'm gonna switch here. So this is like where you come in, and here's the Northern Lights Planetarium, and here's the entry to the museum. I think somebody needs to let me in. Not sure if it opens up for me. No, doesn't. No. There she is. Tack, tack. So here we are talking about Icelandic animals, and also the tectonic plates and volcanic activity. The forces of nature. Hi Jane, so we, yeah, It's similar like in Spanish, you roll your R's. Hi Leslie, it's like a water crab, a really small being which they have. So it's like a creature that lives here in the waters or rivers of Iceland. So this is like the volcanic activity here, and they are along the tectonic plates. So it starts here, of course, and then goes basically through until it reaches north. There's a super volcano, like similar like Yellowstone, that is here in the under the blue big glacier, the biggest glacier in Europe. And there are around 30 volcanic systems. So like they're explaining here, of course. So Iceland is so volcanically active that researchers typically speak about volcanic systems rather than individual volcanoes in Iceland. So there's a volcanic eruption every 5 years in Iceland on average. That of course causes a lot of friction, the tectonic plates. Well, active one, what's the closest volcano to Reykjavik? It's not too far. Depends on what you define as active, because of course, Emma. So do you see the tectonic plates? We are using all the geothermal waters that we have and geothermal energy that's one of the benefits of living on this rock, is that we have cheap electricity and cheap hot water comparatively. Well, believe you me, we are used to it. We are used to all the volcanic activity, and usually, usually there are no towns really close to much volcanic activity. But of course, we never know. There was once a volcanic eruption in 1783. It stretched 25 kilometers, so basically the whole of Reykjavik, like there was a chasm that opened up in the south of Iceland. 130 craters just lined up. Can you imagine 25 kilometers? That's about 14 square miles. no, 14 miles, like long, like the chasm. And so this volcanic eruption caused, famine here in Iceland. Crops failed. 20% of the people in Iceland died. About 50% of the livestock. The cloud from this eruption covered Europe and even went to Africa and North America. And some say it caused the French Revolution. So there was this happened 1783, and this caused famine all over Europe, like 1784, 1785, all kinds of disruption. The cloud basically made made a whole lot of crops fail all over the world. And in French, it was particularly bad, and the French Revolution sparked in 1989. So it was kind of like some say that it was kind of like one of the reasons why the revolution started, because people were so starved and impoverished. And then, so this here is like just to tell you. Usually it's turned on, but it's not turned on right now. So it's like it tells you the years. So you're starting in the middle, and so this is like a kind of like a year calendar. So our majestic eagle, we just have about, I think, 80 eagles left, but fortunately their stocks are growing. They were nearly extinct here, but it's now protected. Especially, so they mostly live in the west of Iceland. So near Stykkishólmur, if you go to Stykkishólmur, the town of Walter Mitty, have you seen that movie? The Walter Mitty movie? They recorded a lot of shots. And the Arctic fox, of course. Some people believe that there were Irish monks here before the Vikings settled here, and there are stories about, like you said here, our account of a place 6 days sailing north of Britain, beyond the borders of the known world, close to a frozen sea, and they call it Thule, or the Ultima Thule. And he described the sun stayed above the horizon all through the night. So we're talking about the midnight sun here. So some historians think that they were referring to Iceland. So they were, and remember, this is 325 BC. So according to the settlement, it was just 874 or around that time. But of course, the Irish monks that were here before the Vikings, they kind of like just disappeared after the Vikings arrived for some reason or another. So like I said, there are 3 accounts of Vikings coming to Iceland before Ingólfur, the first settler. So this Nattodr guy, he kind of like got lost and talked about this land, called it Snowland. That was the first name of Iceland, Snowland. That was, Karen, that's a later name for a place in Greenland. That's much later. Sorry. And then we have this Garðar Svavarsson that called it an island of Garðar after himself. Very yeah, very narcissistic kind of guy. And then we have Loki, which they used kind of like in the Vikings. And a harsh winter killed all the Floki's cattle. He cursed the cold country, called it Iceland, and that was kind of like what stuck finally. And so people were sailing to Iceland, and they were probably going here and hunting and fishing and going back before the actual settlement, which happened then, according to the Book of Settlements, 874. But some people the archaeologists today, they think it's probably earlier in some places. Do you see this? Cleared almost 80% of the trees on the island. So basically Iceland was mostly, some say it's 1/4 covered in trees, small trees, but yeah, they basically wiped out the trees. So of course the volcanic soil, the grazing of the animals, of course that didn't help the cause for the trees, but still. That's our most precious fish, the cod. Yeah, I was talking about the Laki fires. You see that? Lasted 8 months, killed 1/5 of the population. Sulfuric dioxide and volcanic ash basically covered all the grass, and can you see this? Gas almost blocked the sun, lowered the temperatures in the northern hemisphere by 1.5 degrees. So it was a huge volcanic eruption. So here's the cliff that we have been seeing. I'm not sure if we can check out here. Okay, no signal. Maybe there's signal over here. Let's see. Is it? Yep. So you can basically check out certain areas of the cliff. Okay, I'm not sure if you see this. Okay, here is maybe. And then you see different animals. Good for you, Magnus. Vel gert, Magnus. Yeah, so as you see, a lot of interactivity, a lot of things to check out. Have you been to Mývatn? To the north of Iceland? So if you've done the south of Iceland, then your next stop is the Diamond Circle. But beware that there's a lot of mitch there in the summertime. Here's a good place to just breathe a little bit. Calm down. Good morning, Patricia. Hi, Nancy. Yes, Mitch, but not like mosquitoes, like bearing any diseases or anything like that. But can they can be a nuisance. Hope this brings you a little bit out of COVID and thinking about something else. I really shouldn't mention that. So we're gonna do an experiment. We're gonna try to go through the ice cave and see if the 4G will survive. If I get disconnected, then you know what's what. And you just hope to bear with me. Okay, I think they were just opening up the ice cave, so I'm just gonna run and show you a little bit. There's one glacier gone. Now see how big they are. Okay, let's see if this works. Hi. Back. So it's like 100 meters, this ice cave over here. Connected just shortly. It's pretty cold, but it's not too bad. I'm actually, it's actually a little bit refreshing, and they are showing us like the chasms. Good to hear, John. Thanks for letting me know. A little bit too small for me. So are you reading this? August, the first Icelandic glacier to lose its statue as a glacier. In the next 200 years, all our glaciers are expected to follow the same path. This monument is an acknowledge that we know what is happening, what needs to be done. Only you know if we did it. Okay, I see the internet connection is unstable right now. So it's like a seat, ice throne. Maybe this is the seat of Elsa from Frozen, or the Night Walkers. What do you think? So this was just a short peek into the ice cave. Yes, Annabelle, I can understand that completely. A little bit sad that the glaciers are melting away, but we need to do something about it. So the more people that are aware that this is happening, we can see it so clearly here in Iceland, the better. I'm not sure if this works for me. How does this? I have done this. Yeah, okay. I've done this before sometime. I got such a simple mind that I can't do two things at once, so I was having a hard time managing you guys and doing this interactivity. I'm wondering if you see this. Yeah, okay. So they have these like little windows into. Check it out. Yeah, just to give you a little bit of peek. I think this is a very cool museum and you should definitely put it on your... So different types of glaciers. Yeah, put it on your bucket list, right? If you're a museum kind of person like me. More volcanoes and earthquakes after the glaciers are gone in Iceland? Oh, hope not. Hope not. So here's an example of a glacier that's retreating or melting into the sea. This is similar like the ice lagoon to the east of Iceland. So this is one Solheimagjökull glacier. Do you see how it's retreating? Blah blah blah. It's yes. I hope that makes you believe. Yeah. Signs of our warming planet is becoming quite clear. The most alarming evidence for climate change is the rapid retreat of Earth's glacier. Some scientists predict that they are going to be gone in about 150 years to 200, 150 to 200 years. Yeah. So, yes, sorry about that. Kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So here guests can leave what they think about this. Share your experience at Perlan. I'm sorry guys, but I think we are too late to go for the Northern Lights, like a peek into that. It's a planetarium for the Northern Lights, and I'm gonna check, but I doubt it that we can get, because it's only on the like every half hour, and it runs for about 20 minutes. Yeah, so you've been to a planetarium. It's a pretty nice experience. They have recorded this. They show various places from the Northern Lights, and it's quite something. I don't remember if it's only toilets. I think it's only toilets down here, but let's just let that down. Let's check it out. I think they haven't changed. Well, okay, they have changed a little bit. There's something here. Yeah, okay. What can we do now? So, right on the disc, what you want to do. And okay, here are the bathrooms here downstairs, but here we have something over here, some photo. Thank you. I'm sorry, but I think I'm not gonna go in here. I think I'm gonna lose you. I think I'm gonna lose the connection if I go underneath the dome over here. So instead, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna show you the outside of this, and then say goodbye to you. So that's the planetarium over there. And like I said, they have the Forces of Nature exhibit. the planetarium, ice cave and glaciers, water, the cliff that we observed earlier, and then observation deck. Welcome to the Pearl. I'm gonna take off my mask now. Yeah, no, thank you. So like I said earlier, the museum is built on, or is in, like the water reserves of the west of Reykjavik, like 24 million liter. This is like basically a huge oven. They have pipes so they can run cold in the summertime and hot in the winter. And you see the observation deck over there. And maybe I'll do a live stream about the Second World War in Iceland, and some of the monuments that were there are here on this hill. Talk a little bit about Iceland in the Second World War. So this is an art piece called Dance by Þorbjörg Pálsdóttir. Into a little bit of a shelter before I switch. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this short introduction to the Wonders of Iceland Museum. We'll be live next on Wednesday, I think, walking alongside the Reykjavik pond. And then on Saturday we're gonna go check out the Hallgrímskirkja church, go on top there, take the 360-degree view of Reykjavik over there, and then we're going for some music. 27th, yeah, list goes on. Penis Museum and the Winter Lights Festival. We're gonna check that. So we have at least 5 streams lined up. And there are probably going to be more. We are starting a period here called Þorri, which is a period based on the old Viking calendar. So basically the beginning of the month Þorri is beginning in the 22nd of January, I think. So then there's a tradition of having like food festivals, eating old traditional foods, all kinds of sour things, sour whale blubber, sour sheep's testicles, and all kinds of delicious food. And of course, drink a lot. Brennivín, you need to drink a lot to bear with that. And yeah, we're probably going to do something about that. So, takk fyrir mig. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Probably sooner. I'll probably show you something sooner, but anyway, takk.